Fox News swing state polls are out showing Donald Trump 2 points ahead of President Biden in Pennsylvania, 4 in Arizona.
President Biden's narrow win in Pennsylvania essentially handed him the White House 4 years ago. Now it's former President Donald Trump preferred narrowly 49 to 47% in this new poll. Like much of the nation, Arizonans see the economy as the most pressing campaign issue, and voters there favor former President Trump to better handle it by 55 to 41%.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The death of a non-binary 16-year-old in Oklahoma who died a day after a fight in a high school bathroom last month is ruled a suicidal overdose.
The Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office says Nex Benedict's probable cause of death was from combined toxicity of 2 drugs, diphenhydramine and antihistamine, and fluoxetine, a drug often used to treat depression.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. America's listening to Fox News.
97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Talk starts now.
Oh, so happy it is Thursday. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I am Lee Barrows.
And welcome to the Thursday edition of Live and Local Real Talk. And wow, I think we got a really packed show today, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We're going to find out what is ticked off Ginger. Was it Marianne, perhaps?
And we got one angry ginger on our
We
hand.
had one angry ginger. And coming up, of course, this weekend, beginning tomorrow, Angry Ginger right here in Jacksonville, they're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Is that okay with you, Vic? Did I do it right? St.
Yes,
Patrick's Day is going to be
I
happening.
didn't say patties with.
What's wrong with Patty? You
TTY.
don't like
not,
Patty?
It's not. It's always done wrong by people who aren't Irish. Bottom line,
Well,
and they look ridiculous
it's
when
so
they do
funny
it.
because all this week on the local news, I've been hearing them say Patty. And I'm like, no, you're wrong.
What's wrong with Patty?
It's not right.
I know. I've known a bunch of Patties.
I do too, but that don't have nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day.
Why not?
It's just, if you want to make it that way, make your own day up and use patty that way.
We got Green here too.
My dad was a huge stickler about that. That and Smokey Bear. It's not Smokey the Bear, it's Smokey Bear.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was her initial name was something else.
Yes. Big, what was it? Big,
No,
not
it was,
Bigfoot. It was
Hotfoot.
Hotfoot, yes.
I think it was
because
Hotfoot.
his feet got burned in a fire.
Yeah, it got burned in a fire. Guy was climbing a tree or something. And
Yes.
They rescued him from the tree.
I know, bless him.
Okay, bond was set yesterday for an Onslow County man who investigators say set fire to a home in Sneeze Ferry while 3 people were sleeping. This gets weird.
Yes.
62-year-old Dwayne Brower's bond was set at $750,000 at $750,000. Brower, who is also a resident at the home in Chadwick Acres, was stopped by Holly Ridge Police early Tuesday morning, a short time after the fire was reported at 4 a.m. He was arrested by Onslow deputies. The other 3 residents of the home were found at a neighbor's house. 2 were hospitalized at the Naval Trauma Center initially. A third was taken to the Chapel Hill Burn Center. Brower is charged with 3 counts of attempted murder and arson. The victims, identified as Ashley Wilson, Eric Nafa, and Vienna Nafa. Eric Nafa and Ashley Wilson were an item, and Vienna Nafa was their daughter. Eric Nafa and Andrew Brower owned the home. Andrew Brower is believed to be the Dwayne Brower's son.
What?
Yeah.
That's like a lot.
That is a
Saying
lot. Yes, he just followed the bouncing ball, as what was his name? Mitch used to say.
Yes.
Sing along with Mitch. The mother of Ashley Wilson posted on a GoFundMe page that the elder Brower threw an accelerant on a bed where Eric Nafa, Wilson, and Vienna Nafa, the 3-month-old daughter, were sleeping, then set it on fire. Wilson and Vienna were treated and released from the hospital, and Nafa is being treated at the burn center. Still no motive for the attack. Let me get this straight now. So your son and your granddaughter and the granddaughter's mother and your son's girlfriend, fiance, whatever, were sleeping on a bed.
Mhm.
And you go in there and pour some kind of an accelerant on it and set fire to it.
Right.
Murder.
That's what
I agree.
now do you understand? This is weird. And somebody needs to get in this guy's head and find out what's going on.
Oh, definitely.
Anyway,
It was from the very beginning. The whole story's been weird.
yeah, it's going to get more weirder too,
Mhm.
guarantee. Just for you, some of you guys who are commuters around Gum Branch Road this week, the Department of Transportation is closing a section of that road so repairs can be made. The roadway between Country Club Boulevard and Whaley Field Road will be closed to traffic between March 15th at 8 p.m. That's Friday, right? And
Yes.
March 17th at 5 a.m. That's Sunday.
And if you're wondering where Country Club Boulevard is, it is Rock Creek. Rock
Oh, is
Creek
it?
subdivision.
Okay.
It's the main road going in.
Yeah, yeah, that's weird. We got a Country Club Road, Country Club Drive, and Country Club Boulevard. That's worse than Charlotte with
Country
Sharon
Club.
Amity this and Sharon Drive and Sharon Lane. Sharon must have been one of those corner
Be a
workers.
mailman.
DOT workers will replace a pipe that should improve drainage, they say, as well as perform upgrades to the roadway, making it wider, and they will add shoulders. Might want to review your travel needs through the area as traffic will be interrupted. You might want to figure out your own detours to
That's
wherever
right.
you got to go.
How
And
about
don't
another
wait,
road?
don't
from,
wait till the last minute.
How about another road from Gum Branch to 258? That would be helpful.
The good governor of North Carolina, he's gotten some kind of a good look from the judicial system. North Carolina's Republican-controlled legislature unlawfully, they say, tried to seize from the governor the power to choose election board members in the battleground state. That's what trial judges ruled while saying portions of a new election law must be permanently blocked. The three-judge panel sided unanimously with Democratic Governor Roy Cooper in his lawsuit filed days after the GOP-controlled General Assembly overrode Cooper's veto of the measure in October. The changes, which had been set to take effect in January, would have shifted board appointment powers away from the governor and to the legislature. In late November, the panel temporarily blocked the new structures for the State Board of Elections and boards in all 100 counties from taking effect while Cooper's lawsuit was heard. The judges agreed with Cooper's lawyers, who said that based on recent court rulings and the state constitution, the new appointments process interferes with the governor's ability to ensure elections and voting laws are faithfully executed. The decision means that these boards will remain under the previous law's setup unless it's overturned on appeal. Republicans are encouraged by having won recent high-stakes rulings at the state Supreme Court since it flipped in early 2023 from a 4-3 Democratic majority to a 5-2 GOP majority. Okay, Lee, what in the Sam Hill is this all about?
It's the Republicans trying to take control over the Board of Elections and who gets appointed. The governor generally does it. If it's a Democratic governor, then the majority on the Board of Elections is Democrat.
And it's a
By one person.
Republican governor.
Right.
There are
and
5 people on the
that's
board, right?
Right.
Yep, 5 people on the board, so it's going to be
3-2.
generally that's the way it will work.
Yes. So it's just, I mean, my opinion is just leave it alone.
Well,
If there's a Republican governor the next 4 years,
then he gets the say so.
right. Right.
So those
And it's just
the perks of winning the
politics.
office.
Yes, it's just politics.
Yeah.
They're just trying to go after full control of everything, which if it was the reverse, the opposite, the
Yep.
other side would be doing it.
Yeah,
So,
that's the way it goes. All right, coming up this morning, who we got?
oh,
We got Sean, of course.
We got Sean Curtis. He's coming in about 8:15. Sean is the owner of the Angry Ginger,
Uh-huh,
and he'll probably be wearing his full Irish outfit.
I'm sure.
Yes.
How many skirts?
Yes, his kilts.
It's not a skirt, right? For
Yes.
Called a
See, I
kilt.
knew that, and I looked at Kelly really carefully when I
Mhm.
said kilts. At 7:30, we've got Penny Burlingame Deal. She is the CEO of Onslow Memorial Hospital, and she's going to come in, and we're going to talk about the hospital.
Yeah, we haven't had anybody in
Yes,
the hospital in quite a while.
but they're pretty much on track. Tomorrow, we have other people coming in from the hospital to talk
Mhm.
about hop into health
Yep, hop in
for the
help
spring.
for the spring.
So
There you go.
that's going to be really cool to be able to have them come in here. And of course, at 8:40, we have our one and only Chris Miller.
With Miller Time.
Yes, Miller Time with our sports editor of Jacksonville Daily News. And then tomorrow, also, everybody better put this on your calendar. Right around 8:00, our
State Senator.
state senator, Mike Lazar, is going to be in.
There you go.
I've got a few questions.
Yes, I'm sure you do. And there's some things that have been happening, and we want to know something.
Yes, I want to hear about his bill to privatize the DMV.
Yeah.
Did you see? I don't know if you've seen recently. They've got kiosk out in certain counties
What?
now, kiosk where you can go renew your driver's license. You can go shopping in the grocery store, and while you're there, renew your driver's license at a kiosk
You can do
machine,
that
like
from,
an
You
ATM.
can do that from your computer at home,
I know that, but
except under certain circumstances.
they showed one. I saw in the news where they showed one gentleman going in there, and you punch in your date of birth, et cetera, and I guess it runs you through a system, and was able to get a state ID. And I'm like, well, how do you know the person putting in the information is the person that it belongs to? I don't know. I have not seen how it works yet, but I'm like,
Oh, my. What a
Well,
mess.
the Marine Corps changed their dress code a little bit this week for women. Effective this past Monday, when female Marines are no longer required to wear pantyhose with their uniform skirts.
yay.
It is optional. But if they do wear pantyhose, it has to be skin tone harmonizing. In other words, you
Not
can't wear
dangerous.
some outrageous color.
Oh,
Basically,
you can't get those.
it's got to match your skin tone.
Uh-huh.
But dark hose may still be worn under their dress slacks. But the
Okay.
Navy did this last year, and the Air Force did it the year before. But Marine Corps finally come on board with that. So,
Ooh.
and they made it effective immediately. But people I can't believe what pantyhose are still made. Nobody who wears
It's hard
them?
to find a pair if you
Yeah.
need a pair.
I've never looked.
Yeah. So,
Oh, here's
this much.
speaking of Camp Lejeune, here's another travel advisory. The gate closure at Holcomb Gate Boulevard gate closure, March 17th. The Holcomb Gate will be closed for preventative maintenance on Sunday, March 17th from 8 a.m. to noon. Please use the Wilson Gate to enter and exit the installation during this closure.
I can't get on it anyway.
You know, I so miss being able to go on there for,
Yeah.
things. And now I just, even if somebody was in the emergency room at the hospital or something, it's just near
Act of Congress
impossible.
to get there.
I know it. What's up? Well, I understand the need for security,
I
but
do too.
darn. And I'd like to, and then closing it, if you're living in Sneads Ferry and you travel to this side of the town, you can't use it anymore.
Back when I was in
know.
television news out of Wilmington, I was had to go to Camp Lejeune, right, to the
Right.
public affairs office for an event. I forgot what the event was, so I'm bebopping up here. Obviously, I take the back gate, go through Sneads Ferry, because that's the way it's always done. But unfortunately, I was driving a marked car.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I get to the back gate and they say, what's the business? I said, I've got a meeting in public affairs. Okay, you'll have to pull over there and we'll have to wait for an escort for public affairs to get here. I'm sitting there waiting with a car on the side and a Volkswagen bus, a van, a Beetle, not a Beetle, but the Volkswagen thing, hippie van, pulls up, Canadian plates on it, and several hippies inside the vehicle. And they wanted to go through, to get a pass to go through the back to, and they got it.
Really?
They got a pass.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sitting here, a member of the media, and I had to wait for an escort from public affairs to come drive all the way from public affairs to meet at the back gate.
Well,
I'm like, really?
oh, wow.
What are you trying to prevent here? Media coverage or an insurrection or an attack? Whatever. I don't know.
Bunch of hippies laying out in the field smoking pot.
Yes, it was a weird event for me. The Trump campaign is feeling good about a Georgia judge's decision to throw out 6 charges against Trump and a number of co-defendants. Not sure they have that much to celebrate. There are still 35 charges against the former president. But it was an interesting day when Judge Scott McAfee dumped those charges and scolded District Attorney Fannie Willis and her team for bringing the charges without providing any substance or explanation, basically nothing to prove they had facts to back up the allegations. The other 35 charges still stand, including the state's Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, based on the federal law of the same name. The charges dismissed accuse the defendants of soliciting Georgia legislators and/or election officials, mainly the Secretary of State, to appoint presidential electors, influence the certified election returns, and to decertify the election. The judge said, in his words, Americans have a constitutional right to petition government. As long as they are not doing so by bribery or extortion, they are allowed to ask legislators and executive officials to use their powers in ways that would be uncontroversial and even potentially unlawful. In an opinion piece by Andrew McCarthy, he noted that Judge McAfee is currently considering a defense motion to disqualify District Attorney Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade from further participation in the case. They have acknowledged having an affair. The disqualification issue involves when the affair began, whether Willis was already romantically involved with the married Wade, hired him, paid him a salary. That was a taxpayer salary that was extraordinarily high by Fulton County standards, then shared in the benefits of that salary by, among other things, taking luxury vacations with him and later lied about it in court proceedings. I'm sure Trump is jacked up by the Georgia judicial decision, but he's a long way from being cleared of the other allegations in that state, plus those in New York. It doesn't seem to have hurt him in the polls, and he remains the likely Republican contender that will go up against President Biden in November, and recent polls have him several points ahead of Biden in most areas. Wow. What a mess. What a mess. That McAfee does not like the DA there, I can tell you. He does not like the way things went down. So we'll have to move on and see what happens with the rest of the charges. We'll have, no doubt that's coming. Moving over to California, baseball great Steve Garvey has inched ahead in the primaries as he is running to beat out Representative Adam Schiff in his race for a U.S. Senate seat. As of Wednesday, the slimmest of margins of 4,800 votes, 5 million votes have been tallied, about 85% of those thought to have been cast. Schiff, one of the leading Democrats in the U.S. House, will face Garvey, a Republican, in November to determine who succeeds the late Senator Dianne Feinstein. California also puts all candidates, regardless of party, on the same primary ballot, and the two who get the most votes advance to the general election. That is the weirdest thing in the world.
So you're saying that Steve Garvey is running against Adam Schiff?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the polls are showing him winning?
It's showing him ahead at this point in time.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, if he wins and he beats out Adam Schiff, I'm having a party at my house. Everybody is invited.
Have a Garvey party.
That is one person. That man gets on my nerves.
The race will not be finalized until all mail-in ballots are counted, including ballots postmarked on March 5th. I mean, the day's the 14th. That's 9 days ago, right?
Right.
I think they have till tomorrow.
Wow. To get them counted.
Mm-hmm.
I hope all the ballots are in.
I'm not sure. I don't know California's whatever, but it's the same time as ours. I mean, we all had our Super Tuesday together, but I know tomorrow is the last day of canvassing, et cetera, here in Oslo. So it looks like everything else it looks like it's all going to end up the same as it was as far as totals.
The election of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, better known as AOC, to Congress in 2018 created massive political upheaval after she unseated veteran Congressman Joe Crowley, who had at one point been tapped to replace Nancy Pelosi as Democratic leader of the House. A former Wall Street banker is looking to do to Ocasio-Cortez what she did to Crowley. Marty Dolan, he's 66, who spent 30 years working for Jefferies Financial Group Incorporated, Morgan Stanley, and other financial firms, is challenging AOC for her 14th congressional district seat in New York, a position she has safely held for the last 6 years, representing a district Dolan says she has done little to help improve. She's got a lot of headlines. She made a lot of noise. Has she improved anything? I doubt it very seriously.
No.
Dolan says Ocasio-Cortez and her fellow socialists have gone too far, blasting their approach to the economy, crime, and the illegal migrant crisis. Can't blame them.
Okay. Well,
Strong-willed Democrat taking on Ocasio-Cortez. That may be an interesting one to follow. Let's take a break, do a little bit of weather. We'll be back on the other side. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Don't go too far from your radio.
On the next Cotter's Gold, we're counting down the top 40 hits 1962 to 72. George Harrison, Melanie, The Contours, Safaris, Lulu, Chubby Checker, Four Seasons, The Doors, Ray Charles, The Monkees, Beatles, Fifth Dimension, Three Dog Night. Lots of great songs. The best of the best of the best. Next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and at 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Get Ahead at Work.
It's simple. Just ask for a meeting with your supervisor. While you're discussing the latest sales reports, just slip into the conversation that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Whoa! The business savvy you showed saving hundreds of dollars on home insurance will have you running seminars on saving money in no time.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
It's the Angry Ginger Irish Pub St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration. Get ready to wear your green with the biggest St. Patty's Day party in Jacksonville. Friday, March 15th, inside the pub. Check out DJ Donna and Shim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest semifinals at 9:30 p.m. Outside in the Garden Pavilion, it's live music from Freeway from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The silent auction table to benefit Onslow Outreach opens at 6 p.m. and goes on throughout the weekend. Saturday, March 16th in the Garden Pavilion. Come join in the fun with DJ Donna and the Shim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest Finals from 3 to 6 p.m. In the pub, it's Matt Boland from 5 till 8 p.m. In the Mid-Atlantic Band from 8 to 11 p.m. in the Garden. With Steel County Express from 10 to 1 a.m. in the pub. St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, March 17th. A bagpiper will open and close the festivities with Celtic Sessions from 1 to 4 p.m. and multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, and recording artist featuring Irish music, Ed Harris from 5 to 8 p.m. And coming soon, it's The Rough at the Angry Ginger, featuring 5 golf simulators with a VIP bay and much more. The Angry Ginger, located at 1202 Gun Ranch Road, Jacksonville, 910-333-9198. Online, angrygingeririshpub.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worrisome to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Yesterday, the feel was in the air, the warm weather. I'm talking about spring weather. Got some pretty good weather for the next few days. Time for you to scratch that itch and head on over to Tideline Marine. The Tideline team is standing by, waiting to help you find the right boat to fit your wants. From the sleek nearshore and offshore Aqua Sports Center consoles to the Lund line of shallow water boats to get into the backwaters and creeks where the speckled trout and red drum lurk, to the perfect Aloha pontoon boats for great sunset cruises on the White Oak and New Rivers. Tideline has a number of these boats in stock just waiting for you. Check with Todd at Tideline. He'll get you ready as we get ready for a great season. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, northwesterly winds almost calm, 5 knots, becoming southwesterly this afternoon. Seas about 2 feet, just right for Kelly. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers flat, increasing to a light chop this afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts up to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds, decreasing to 4 seconds in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon. And then there is Saturday. Westerly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25, diminishing to around 10 by the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon.
Today, sunny, high of 79. Tonight, clear, low of 53. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 81. Little windy, southwest wind 7 to 14 miles an hour with gusts as high as 22. Tomorrow night, a chance of showers, mainly after 11 p.m. Otherwise, increasing clouds, a low of 61 with 15-mile-an-hour gusts. And on Saturday, partly sunny, a high of 72. 7 to 9 mile an hour winds, but they will become northeast in the afternoon and they could gust as high as 15 miles an hour. But Sunday, sunny and 75.
Oh, nice.
I'm all about it.
Sounds pretty good for Saturday. Remember last year
Yeah.
on Saturday? Well, you weren't there. I was with Rayford in Hollywood at the remote for Angry Ginger, and it got cold, didn't it,
Yeah,
Rayford?
it did.
The wind, and it was so chilly.
Yeah. it did. Okay, I got one of my coworkers in another location. He and his wife on 2 different occasions, they got this telephone call, which they didn't answer. So they got it on voicemail and he shared it with me. And I edited out the name of his wife. But anyway, it's an interesting thing. And if you guys are getting calls like this, pay them absolutely no attention. All right. It's a scam. That's all it is. But listen up.
This is an urgent message intended for certification number 17632. Documents regarding your file are being prepared to be sent out. You will need to be available to sign for the delivery. The issuing agent will dispatch confirmation. If they are unable to reach at home, they will attempt to reach you at your verified place of employment. In order to stop negative action from being taken, you need to contact the issuing agency as soon as possible today at 844-590-2172. This call is logged and recorded as proof efforts being made to notify you.
Pay no attention to calls like that. Okay. Just ignore those calls. And I'm going to dial that number for you right now. And this is what you will get if you dial it.
The number you have dialed is unassigned.
The number you've dialed is unassigned.
What does that even mean?
It's a fake.
Okay, got it. So what
It's a
happens if
scam.
people do call it? Does
They
it
get that.
ring
They
to
get the same
somewhere?
thing I got.
So they
And
can't even
the
call.
Chances are I will get callbacks on this number today
Okay.
because I'm sure it noted the number. And that was not an official operator, okay? An intercept operator. That was something that was a scam. That was probably just an instantaneous answering machine that pops up and they just pretended to be somebody official. So the chances are they've got caller ID and they will call back. So that should be fun if they call back during the show.
Right.
And we'll play it for you, of course.
Right.
Okay, we're waiting here for young lady that's going to be coming in here and talk to us about all things good and new at the Onslow Memorial Hospital. There are a lot of changes over there in the last year or two.
Yes. Yes. Looking at some of the awards that they've won too. Very impressive.
So we'll hear all about that, and then we'll just find out what the status of the hospital is.
Right. Yeah, it's been, like you said, it's been a while since we've had anybody on, and
Has we had anybody since the change of administration?
we've never had the CEO before. I think
Mhm.
this is our first time, so this will be great.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So y'all can hold your calls until we, can get through. And if she wants to take some calls, that will be fine.
Right.
But we'll check with her. Her name is Penny Burlingame. Is that right? Burlingame Deal.
That's correct.
Burlingame Deal. I'll take a long time to get used to that. And, there are all sorts of medical issues in the area, and we talked about them quite a bit in the past. So it's, to bring us up to date, because it is part, Onslow Memorial is part of the community. And there are things that happen over there. And until you get to an emergency situation, kind of like mine a year and a half ago, I had not been to the hospital. I didn't know about all the changes. And I got over there and I'm like, okay, looks different, and things were operating a little bit differently. And I'm like, okay, of course I was like laid out on a stretcher. They tried to strap me down. Didn't want me to get up and run.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know it's a big upcoming year for the hospital, and they're celebrating a lot of stuff. Do you know the hospital was originally built, it was at a different site, 1944.
Yeah, I know. I was over there for quite a bit. I wasn't there in 44.
No. You weren't even born yet, were you?
No, I wasn't. But I was at the where the current hospital is located on the day it was commissioned, groundbreaking, and also the day it was finished and occupied.
Our company, while they were building it, we had security there. We had guards in there at nighttime. It was so spooky because there was no electricity. There were staircases that weren't finished, and there was huge, it was like field rats running all over.
Field rats?
Yeah, those great big ones. We're not talking little mice. We're talking about those big field rats.
Wharf rats.
I don't know what they are, but
That's
they're
what they
scary.
call 'em
They're like small dogs.
Yeah, that's what they call them around the rivers and stuff.
You know what it's like to sit in there and it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning and all you've got is your flashlight. And you're hearing it was not fun. You're like, what's that? You could ride those things. They were so big.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, they're easy targets, though.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to shoot up rats in the hospital.
Well, we also have a mystery brewing on
Really?
Interstate 40. A guy from Jacksonville, Dan Hemby, was transporting Thanos, the 100-year-old giant alligator snapping turtle.
Oh, no.
Really?
And
He
when he
lost
got to the convention center, it was 30 minutes away. They were going to a reptile expo this past Sunday.
Uh-oh.
He got there. He noticed the straps were open and moved to the side, and the grates were moved over. And this
What?
Thanos is 100. He weighs between 140 and 180 pounds, and he spans 38 inches. Is a huge picture. Now his theory is they think he was stolen at a rest stop outside of Benson.
Oh, my God.
So he
That's the last
lost
time
the
he saw him.
turtle?
Yeah, he's gone. They can't find him.
Good.
And this turtle is so,
gravy.
and these, he's so big, he can actually cut through bone, like he could bite a limb off. And he retraced his route on the interstate looking for signs like blood marks or whatever. He didn't find anything. And he said his theory is someone stole him when he was at the rest stop. And he thinks that he said the first thing he would have done is look for water. So now they've got like a APB out for Thanos, the giant snapping turtle. And safe wildlife officials have said if he can find a river, they theorize that he could, let's say he fell out, for example, and wasn't stolen, if he could have survived the fall and found a river, but he thinks somebody took him when he was at the rest area.
Well, what was he doing at the rest area?
I guess the dude had to go to the bathroom, but I would have just held it.
That was awful fast.
Yeah,
unless he was in there a while.
I don't know, but I would think someone's riding with him.
Somebody's riding dirty.
And I would have been out there guarding the turtle and not
Why would you have even thought somebody would steal that thing?
Yeah, I know.
People are mean and they steal. I can tell you that.
I saw, he's from Jacksonville, right? There was one day I was over at the gas station, not the gas station, there was a service station where they did all my stuff on my vehicles. They're on 17, about near Henderson Drive. And it's changed hands now. But I'm sitting there looking and across the street waiting for the work to be done. So I just doing my work on my computer. And then across the street, there's a guy with a big old turtle there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out there walking them around and everything else. I called we were in a different studio location at the time, and in the same office or studio was
That's him.
Was Alize Prosy, who was the bureau chief for WITN at the time here. And, we were always exchanging information. So I called her. I said, I got a good story for you. It's a visual.
Mhm.
She, well, let me check with the assignment editor. And I said, no, don't wait. Just come on and get it done. And then you can beg for forgiveness after the fact. But go ahead and get this done. So she came over. It was great. I shot video of her riding that turtle.
No way.
Doing her sit down, so-called
Yeah.
stand up. But so it was, it made a great story. It looked really good on TV.
Well, Rayford, I'm telling you, people steal anything. They came to our office and stole outside our floodlights and our rope lights that lined our sidewalk.
Oh my!
People will steal anything.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Now we put cameras up, so
Somebody
and I will
stole
prosecute somebody
my
quick.
concrete goose out of my yard.
Yeah, I mean, people, I'm telling you, people will
Just-
steal
They were hungry.
anything. Yeah.
Just like, oh my gosh.
Who steals a concrete? Well, who
That would
steals
be-
lights?
That would
So,
be a
yeah.
jawbreaker.
Who steals a turtle?
Yeah.
That is weird.
I mean,
just
it-
look
it's just
for
a-
somebody with a missing finger. I mean, it was
A
a
missing
snapping
limb.
turtle.
It'll snap your. This thing weighs, between 140 to 180 pounds.
Surely somebody would have seen.
You would have
this
think
happen.
somebody would have saw it, them take it, unless they thought. I mean, a lot of times people don't.
Just
You
they
know,
don't
they
realize
don't get
there's anything
involved.
wrong with it.
Let's
Yeah.
wait and see if he gets a ransom note.
I know.
That was about the time. Remember when the bird
Oh yeah.
at Marina Cafe was stolen?
Yeah.
Who would want to steal that bird?
Look, I know those people gave that bird back.
I don't
because
trust that bird.
That bird is mean.
You're sitting there outside, and here comes that bird, and somebody yells, "He loves hair," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm out of here."
And if you're sitting with your back to him and he suddenly hollers,
Yes.
I jump
I
straight
clutch my
up.
heart. I mean, I just like fall out of the chair because I think we're getting ready to be attacked or something. That bird's loud. Phew. Unusual pets.
Yep.
What's the most unusual pet you've ever had, Kelly? Not
Robin.
counting your future pets.
Robin.
And most unusual pet that I've ever had.
Right.
I've always only had. Well, I had a pony when I was a kid,
Yeah, right.
and then after the pony bucked me off, I wouldn't ride it anymore. My dad was very upset with me. Nothing weird. I had 2 hamsters that drove everybody crazy when I was
had
6.
hamsters.
Dogs and cats. And my brother had these evil
lizards.
birds, but I never had anything. I don't like reptiles. Never had anything. I've always had tame pets.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I want some exotic pets. I'm getting my alpaca, but
I knew that was
I'm just
yes.
working on that. So
Well, I
I guess
think
that
I
would be
had-
unusual.
I had a horse,
Mhm.
pony,
Mhm.
for my daughter. I won't tell you about the time it came out of the yard and went into the back door of the garage and got stuck in the garage. That was, or the time it got loose and people were knocking on the door saying your pony's at the bus stop. And so that was an
You wanna go to
experience in
school.
itself. Yeah. So no more ponies after that.
No, ponies
But
are
hamsters and I think the little green lizards that you can catch outside. Had a couple of those.
Mm,
Other
I'll
than
have
that,
nothing
it's
like
just
that.
been
I'll touch-
domesticated.
Yeah,
Mm.
cats and dogs for me.
Yes.
I never had birds.
So, Rayford,
nothing.
what did
Yeah.
you have? I know you've got a story in here.
Not really.
Yeah.
I did as a little kid. I don't know, I was probably 3 years old, 2.5, 3 years old. And we were living in Wilmington, outside Wilmington. And my dad and mom had a store there. It was, they were open 7 days a week. And they had a lady who would take care of us during the day for me and my sister. And so he decided he'd get a pony for me.
Mhm.
And she was outside and with me, and that pony started chasing me. I can remember it.
That pony
vividly.
didn't like you. What'd you do to it?
Nothing. It was, it's just, you don't want to ride. When my dad was there, put a saddle on, ride it around, and that was it. I
Yeah.
did. It was fun. But he wasn't out there, and she went screaming at him. She said, "You get rid of that pony. Take that horse back, get rid of that pony." And she was chasing the pony herself, and the pony was trying to chase me. I remember looking up at that thing. He looked about 40 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah. My pony scared me. Once she bucked me off, and she bucked me off because the dog ran in front of her and scared her.
Hmm.
And after that, I wouldn't ride her anymore.
Well, I didn't have any problems when I got older. A
Mhm.
teenager riding horses. My uncle had some for his son, and I'd go down and spend 2 or 3 or 4 days with them, same area, and I'd ride all the time. Saddle that sucker up, and I found out one thing about horses that I remember to this day. They will swell up their bellies when you're trying to saddle them up.
Mm-hmm. They do it on purpose.
So that when you tie pull the strap tight, and then when you get on it, they exhale and that thing is sliding
Yep,
off. You'll
true.
slide right off that.
Smart little devils, aren't they?
Mean little booger.
I had one step on my foot one time. That was not pleasant.
Hurts. I've had that happen too.
Takes your
Not
breath.
as bad as an elephant.
Oh, I've never been that close to an elephant.
Oh my
no.
God.
Mm-mm.
They're fun to be around.
They stink.
Yeah. What is it? It's a guy there at this Totem Zoo used to have. There was a critter there. Oh, it's a giraffe.
Oh,
I'd love to have a giraffe.
Oh, they will spit on you.
Oh.
Oh my God.
When I went to New York, it was about 10
You
years
went-
ago.
Was
I went to
it
Animal
that
Adventure
long? I remember when you went.
and went to go see April the
I know
giraffe.
you
That
went and
one
saw
that was
April, yeah.
so famous.
I don't think it was 10 years ago. It doesn't seem like it was that long.
Maybe not. I don't remember, but I remember petting her head.
Yeah.
And
You
I
sure
want
you
a
got the
giraffe.
right day here?
it's what they sent me last night, and I'm like, what? So I told you the whole thing has been confusing.
Yeah, I know.
So
And anyway, we got
might
got
have been
Sean.
8 o'clock.
We got Sean. Well, we got Sean coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So at 8 o'clock, or yep, 8. No, he's coming in at 8:15 or so.
I'm gonna send Caitlin an email right now.
Think you're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Captain New Guy, Chris Hollywood, man. Join Rayford and the crew from Live and Local Real Talk as we broadcast live at the Angry Ginger Irish Pub, 1202 Government Ranch Road, right here in Jacksonville, for the Angry Ginger's St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration this Saturday from 3 to 5. Enjoy the Sham Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest finals from 3 to 6. While we're there, drinks, food, and live music all weekend long. That's this Friday, Saturday, and St. Patrick's Day Sunday with Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right in Jacksonville.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back and on the line right now. Phil, good morning, Phil. What's up?
Hey, not much. I meant to mention this Monday when I was talking to Kelly and Lady. My nephew moved down here probably after he graduated from high school and everything. He's doing construction work. The federal government sent him a card. It's a white card with like blue red letters on it. It's like a credit card. Says he has to carry this on him at all times to show that he's a legal citizen of the United States.
Uh-huh.
And everything. They said if it's not, if you don't have it, he can get penalized for it.
Huh.
He's like, why do I need this? I have an ID. He didn't drive at the time. He says, I have an ID. I says, I don't know. So I called it is because he's working with some Mexicans and everything because he did building homes
Yeah.
and everything. And to show them that he's legal, a legal citizen. And yeah.
Why would you think otherwise?
That's what I said. I was like, I don't know. But another thing is I'm glad that the commissioners are doing that quarter cent sales.
Well, they're going to try.
Referendum.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll get through.
Well, we still have an obstacle, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. I think he won't approve it. I don't think so.
Well, I
That
understand
person.
there's ways around it, so we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
Yes. Hopefully they can present it and everything through the Senate and the House, and both of them pass it because I'll vote for it.
Yeah.
Very good. I will too, Phil. I'm right there with you.
Election do okay for you?
Yeah. Did good.
Okay.
It's a couple people that I'm not impressed that went through and everything,
Mm-hmm.
federal wise and state wise. So, see what they're. It's ridiculous about Trump and Biden. I don't know who's the better one out of them two.
Well, I think the Democrats ought to choose Manchin if they were smart, and I think that replace Biden. And I think the Republicans should choose Jim Jordan. Trump.
Good Lord.
That would be a
Set
good.
this nation on fire.
It would be a great combination, wouldn't it? And let whoever the loser is become the VP.
Yep. Yeah, because they'll be good. Both of them will be good.
Oh, that's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. See, I got a
Alrighty,
plan.
thank you guys.
All right.
All right,
Once
thanks, Phil.
once I'm dictator, I can implement some of these plans, right?
Right. Yeah, you dictator.
An American Airlines flight was forced to make an emergency landing in California
Once
last
again.
night after its pilot reported a possible mechanical issue. Flight 345 took off from Dallas-Fort Worth, reported the issue with a Boeing 777 plane and ultimately landed at the LAX at about 8:45 without any incident. The aircraft taxied to the gate under its own power and customers deplane normally. This is at least the sixth reported incident involving a Boeing plane in the past week. Whew. I don't have any airline tickets going anywhere right now, and I'm happy.
It is so frequent. It's scary.
There were reports that it was a blown tire, but American is not confirming that. Fox Business reached out to Boeing for additional info, but a Boeing spokesman deferred to American Airlines. There you go. American says, "I'll call Boeing," and Boeing says, "Call American." I can just see it now. And
Call a manufacturer.
I've had to play those games before.
Mm.
It's a 23-year-old Boeing 777 plane, according to Air Fleets Aviation. Boeing planes have reported several unrelated issues in recent days. Boeing also failed 33 out of 89 audits during FAA examination. On Monday, United Airlines Flight 830, which was heading from Sydney to San Francisco, was forced to turn around mid-flight due to a fuel leak. That is not where you want to start running out of fuel.
Fuel leak.
In between Sydney and San Francisco, that's a long ways away.
Trickles down to the engine.
You need pretty much all of the fuel you got.
Yes. Yes. I would think so.
That one had 167 passengers and 16 crew members
Mm.
when it returned to Sydney. I bet those guys are still there. Hours earlier, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, boy, that one has caught a lot of grief, that was traveling from Sydney to Auckland experienced a technical issue that resulted in injuries to 50 passengers.
Oh,
Now,
that's the one that took the nosedive.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. Suddenly, for no reason. And people were pinned against the ceiling. And don't forget the whistleblower there for Boeing, the guy who
Yes.
worked for them for like 30 years or something. Well, he was
Committed
talking about, he blew the whistle on them about safety issues. And that Dreamliner, the 787, was one of those. And he said that during testing, 25% of those oxygen masks that fall down didn't work.
Oh, there'd be a lot of fighting.
I guarantee you, they'd be, give me that thing.
Yeah, punch somebody in the head, take their mask. Oh
What a
my
mess.
gosh.
All right, coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to have in here
Mm-hmm.
the CEO of Onslow Memorial Hospital, Penny Burlingame Deal.
That's correct.
Did I get it right? Hey, she's going to be in here. We got a few questions for her.
Yes.
With the new operations at the hospital and see how things are going. And I want to know, I know that they're short-staffed, and I also know that, Naval Hospital has been designated the trauma center, and that pretty much everybody that gets picked up suffering trauma from either gunshot, stabbings, blunt force trauma, car wrecks, whatever, fires, as we saw this week already, end up at Naval. Wonder what we're doing to maybe get a designation back and get some staffing there to handle that.
Yeah, I
that
think
would be
they're
nice.
doing a recruitment on
Sure, they
providers
are.
right
They
now.
are.
So, yeah, it's going to. I can't wait to hear.
I just want to hear the good news.
I do too.
All right, you're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down the street, Highway 24 Richlands. Corned beef brisket flats are only $4.99 a pound. Whole top sirloin is $5.99 a pound. Top sirloin fillets, $8.99 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef is only $2.59 a pound. Whole bone-in pork loin, just $1.59 a pound. Over in produce, crisp green cabbage, just 49 cents a pound. And you get a 1 pound bag of peeled baby carrots for just 99 cents. And enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. You can dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly. The deli is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast-friendly pharmacy located inside Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down the street. Highway 24 Richlands. Remember, say big with the P.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating 633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live on Local Real Talk, and we do appreciate y'all listening and tuning in this morning. There's something up there in Canada. You know how those Canadians are from time to time, right? A Canadian law that aims to make social media platforms safer, they say, is getting a little bit of flack for what some decry as government overreach. Introduced late last month, the Online Harms Act would allow judges to imprison adults for life if they advocate for genocide. If you go on social media and you do what some idiots do on social media from time to time, and you call for various harmful acts like genocide, the judge can put you away for the rest of your natural life.
Oh,
What do you think about that one?
I don't have a problem with that personally.
Do you think it might be a little bit overreach?
I don't know. I guess it would depend on what the situation was.
Yeah.
But genocide is a terrible thing, and I've written
Well, it is.
several papers in my undergrad. My degree was in history. And I had to take a whole semester an actual genocide class. It's a lot. So, not sure. I guess I need more context.
The law will also allow a provincial judge to impose house arrest and a fine if there were reasonable grounds to believe a defendant will commit any kind of offense. Believe it, no evidence.
No, that's different.
It's also included in this bill.
See, that's what happens when you start throwing stuff in there, like soup, extra ingredients.
How about as this one bill, one gentleman points out, the possibilities for revenge, false accusations, thought crime stuff, possibilities of it doing anything. I mean, I can have it coming from you. I mean, if you want to. Then you're going to be locked down in your house.
I think that
doing house chores.
To believe someone could do something is not the act of them doing it.
First of all, I believe that pretty much anybody around here can do something bad.
Agreed, 100%.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean they're going to.
Right. But that's not what the law says. If you believe them.
No, I don't think you should arrest somebody for believing. I think if you get somebody on some platform or whatever that's actually verbally advocating for it or writing advocating, that's a little bit different.
I think there are people like me back when I was enforcing the laws. You know how that was? I believe there are people like me that believe that you're likely to go out and do something really bad. So can I arrest you for it?
Everyone's likely to go out and do something bad.
Go ahead.
We could have a good time
Take
with this
some
one.
zip ties with you.
We'll be coming up here in just a couple of minutes right after the Fox News break. We're going to have, I'm going to try to do this one right. CEO for Onslow Memorial Hospital. Her name is Penny. Am I doing right so far?
Maybe just leave it at that.
Penny Burlingame Drew.
Deal.
Where'd you get Drew from?
I don't know.
I think
I was
we
thinking
got
of
the
Drew.
one name right, and then you mess up the easiest part. Deal. No, okay, I'll just be quiet.
Yes,
We're
thank you.
talking about genocide and
So anyway, we're going to be talking
it's a hard
about
act to follow.
as soon as we come back from the Fox News breaks. And why don't we go ahead and take that right now? You're live on Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA. And let me get rid of a pop-up there, and then we'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
unlock the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from March 10th, 1979. That's when Barry Manilow was looking somewhere in the night. Susie Quattro was stumbling in. The village.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump's expected to appear in federal court in Florida today, fighting to have criminal charges for retaining classified documents dismissed. President Biden's campaigning in a state where 13% of Democrats voted uncommitted in last month's primary.
President Biden travels to Saginaw, Michigan for what White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre calls the president's push for support in a crucial swing state.
The president is hitting the road, talking to Americans and presenting his vision for the future.
Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
16 members of the Orange County, California SWAT team are injured in an explosion at an FBI-run training facility.
The most severe injury that was sustained was one of our SWAT team members had a leg injury that is going to require surgery, but is not considered life-threatening.
That's Sergeant Frank Gonzalez with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. The cause of that explosion is under investigation. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
All right, now we're going to get this straight because it wasn't me that was wrong.
No.
I was right the first place, and I was overcorrected. CEO of Onslow Memorial Hospital, OMH, Penny Burlingame deal.
Perfect.
How
Oh,
about
see,
that?
now,
See,
that's good.
that makes sense.
Yes. Well, that's what I thought.
Well, that's
too.
how I've heard it, Burlingame,
But I
the
was
whole
told
time.
different. So blame it on me.
I am.
Lee chastised Rayford, y'all, this morning. She chastised
Oh, yeah,
him.
she did.
I did not. Winking at me.
Well, you did tell him he was wrong.
Yes, I did.
I was wrong twice in my life. We won't discuss it.
More than twice. Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
No, I
We'll
figured you
discuss
did.
it. Yes.
It's a big year for the hospital. So tell us a little bit about what Onslow Memorial is celebrating this year.
So this year is our 80th anniversary. We have been an anchor for healthcare provided in the community for 80 years now.
Wow.
Oh, well, I didn't
80
know.
years, since 1944, right?
1944. Of course, it's not the same building that we're in right
Oh,
now.
no,
That building,
I've been in that building.
that
Yes.
building was built in 1979.
Right.
Then we had some new additions, so it's
Yes.
but it's dated. And the ED, surgical pavilion, Onslow Radiation Oncology, all newer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't you do a few years ago, ONH, before you got there, didn't you do some renovations in the ED? I remember massive differences last time I went over there as opposed to the first time.
Sure. Well, the emergency department used to be located in the tower. It was a 10-bed
Yeah.
ED years ago. Actually, I'm an ED nurse. That's my
Oh,
background.
okay.
So an emergency department nurse.
Bless
and,
you.
well,
Unsung
so
heroes.
it's got a special place in my heart. It's also got challenges,
Mhm.
and I understand the challenges.
Mhm.
But yes. So we built a brand new surgical and ED
Mhm.
back in 2008. And it's 40 beds. So we went from 10 beds to 40 beds.
Wow.
And sometimes you have to use all of them.
All of them in ways that you couldn't imagine.
Sometimes there are people in the hallway there.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And not just people in the hallway. And it's really, it appears, and I'm just going to go there. That's
Go ahead.
probably the elephant in the room here at the table. If there's one area as the face of the organization in Onslow Memorial Hospital, it's the emergency department that kind of sets the tone.
Sure.
And whether it's you come in, you're seen and you're discharged, or you come in and you're admitted, or you're coming in transferred, that first impression is so important. And if you don't get it right there, it really does have an impact on
Sure.
the rest of the experience. It does color it. So our emergency department, with 40 beds, you'd think there would be capacity, but that capacity filled up almost immediately. So
Mhm.
to your point, there were people in the hallways. The interesting thing about that, and what I don't, it's unless you think through, I met with John Davis, mayor of Swansboro, running
Right.
for county commissioner, the other day, and had a great conversation with him. He put it into perspective for me for as a Dairy Queen analogy, and said,
Oh, great.
that's turning tables. What you're talking about is turning tables right now. So he's right. And it was about patient flow. So just hypothetically, you have a 40-bed emergency department, of which 8 to 10, and for the purposes of this discussion, we'll round up to 10. It's an easier number to work with, but 10 beds are filled with either mental health or social holds. Some of them may be there a few days. Some of them may be there
in the ED,
in the emergency department. Maybe they're weeks. Some of them may be there months.
Really?
Yes.
True. Yes.
So
You don't have any rooms upstairs for them?
well, we're not a licensed psych facility.
Ah.
So that is now we may bring them upstairs if a drug overdose and there's a medical issue that should be addressed, but we're not a licensed. That's not the appropriate place for them. It's someone who can treat them. And Kelly, you can chime
True.
in at any point you'd like to.
100% true. Yep.
But so 10 beds taken out of the mix, you're down to 30.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to give you an example. We are back to volume wise within the hospital, the patient tower. We are back to pre-COVID volumes.
Really?
So the hospital often this season has been full, not just the ED, full. So that we've got more patients than we have beds in the organization. And we're dealing with that by using maybe non-traditional spaces. So for example, we'll have an admitted patient and put them in ambulatory surgery space within the OR. And we'll put a regular hospital bed in there. We'll shift qualified staff to care for them there, but that's a non-traditional space. Or maybe we'll put them up on 5 North, which is an endoscopy space for like pre-op and post-op. And again, same thing. We'll put a bed up there. We'll put staff to care for them. But so we've been filled beyond our capacity and still have 20 patients holding in the emergency department for either admission or transfer to a higher level of care.
Wow.
20, 10, 30 beds out of commission. And that leaves only 10 to see everybody else in the waiting room.
And one thing people may not know is a lot of times, or majority of times, when a mental health patient is IVC'd, they take them to the ER, which I've never often understood, but I mean,
Yes,
where else
ma'am.
are you going to put them? And I don't know what a lot of times the people think that there's like this mecca throughout the state of facilities to transfer them to. But so Onslow has to bear the burden of caring for this person. They have to be evaluated. You have to, a lot of times, I know you guys are using outside evaluators a lot, but you're on their schedule. So that is a bed space taken that while they're, and then once, let's say they deem them as needing to go inpatient somewhere, then the hospital has to use their resources to try to find placement for them, which is almost impossible to find. We need a facility here in what I call a mental health standalone triage facility of at least 100 beds. I would say 50, but I think 50 would fill up the first day personally, to treat them and to keep like total inpatient facility here, because it takes away from sick people injured. It takes beds away. Because that's not what hospitals not designed to treat patients, not what they're supposed to do. So I understand there's a huge need.
And for those who don't know what she said about IVC, some involuntary commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Correct.
That's where judicial people have gotten involved and taken out papers.
I need to give a shout out to Kelly because she's been an advocate. And when I say advocate, I don't necessarily mean that she agrees sometimes with how we handle things. And I'm appreciative of the fact that she's vocal about it. So we may miss the mark in the emergency department. And I'm grateful that she feels compelled to share that. A lot of people will complain, but won't complain to someone who can do something about it. Not afraid of a complaint. She also is functioning on our Patient and Family Advisory Council. So that's when some real changes can be made. So I want to thank you for that, by the way.
And I think too, a lot of times the hospital gets a bad rap, especially I'm going with mental health.
Yes.
But that people fail to understand their staff is not, that's not their training. That's not they're trained to do. You can't always blame them for what happens because it's out of their scope. They're trying to do the best they can with, and depending on why someone is being IVC'd, they may be in the middle of a psychotic break. And if you've never seen one of those, I mean, a trained mental health person can have difficulty dealing with them. And it can be scary to the surrounding patients that can hear what's going on. It's like a lot.
Well, on Chicago Med, I remember watching that. They've got a psychiatrist on duty all the time.
Yes. So we handle that through telemedicine. So we have a telepsych service 24/7 available. And we do have trained nurses who come in, Tara, who comes in and actually helps with intake and transfers and things like that.
Okay.
Management of the patient.
Interesting.
Cardiology.
Oh, yes.
You got an issue over there.
Yeah, we do. You're right. You're absolutely right.
That was a question. I wasn't a
No,
statement.
but it could be a statement, and that's fine. So, yeah, right now we have a dearth of a void in cardiology as a specialty right now. I mean, there are still folks in the providers, physicians in the community who provide that service. So Dr. Nara, you all know Dr. Nara, Dr. Mitra, Dr. Shea, they're still present. They're still there. A few years ago, the additional cardiologists who were here through other health systems, but had satellite offices here, they divested, they downsized and moved them elsewhere. So we do have additional cardiologists, but they don't have a full-time presence in Jacksonville for outpatient resources. So cardiology is here, but it's available through consults, not necessarily, and then on the outpatient side, it's not necessarily a full-time presence providing ED coverage for cardiology.
And sometimes somebody having a cardiology situation, an attack or whatever, whether it's a heart attack or other things, they kind of need some help right away.
Sure. So I'll say this. We have an incredibly capable group of ED physicians and hospitalists. We switched our ED service provider a year ago. I do think that was beneficial. One of the things they identified immediately is that we should be keeping these chest pain patients because what was happening, I think I'll also say we switched quite recently our hospitalist service provider. So we contract for both of those services. When I say service providers, I mean the physician provider portion of it. But we switched both of them. So ED a year ago, hospitalist just a few months ago, actually. And one of the reasons behind that is decision-making around what we keep and what we don't keep, and then whether we have permanent staff associated with those services. If you have locum tenens, those are those temporary. And by the way, that is the way of the world right now. COVID did us no favors when it came to healthcare personnel, healthcare staff, healthcare physicians, healthcare providers. They feel betrayed. After COVID, it's not what they signed up for. So a lot of them just simply left the field. And
I can understand that.
Yeah.
We've heard those stories.
Well, you got a recruitment program underway?
We do. We have a phenomenal, and maybe he could come on the show at some point, new chief medical officer. His name is John Kohler. He is a trained physician, neonatologist. He actually is responsible for physician provider recruitment. And we've already recruited 2 additional surgeons. So we had a dearth there too due to some retirements, but 2 additional surgeons, one starting soon, another one starting, I believe, in August. And we're working on cardiology. We're actually looking to see if there's a way that we can partner with the existing cardiologists to create an on-call coverage program where they do actually cover the ED. And so back to very capable ED and hospitalist program, they can cover cardiology. They're internal medicine physicians. If you ever saw your internal medicine doc, they have cardiology expertise. We do have a cath lab, but our cath lab is a diagnostic cath lab. So it's not that we would ever do open heart at this point.
Right.
Or interventions. We wouldn't do that. We'd ship you out for interventions. So that's whether we had a cardiologist or not, unless we grew the program, which would be great. But yeah, we are working on recruiting, and we're working with our existing cardiologists to see if there's a way that we can develop an on-call program with them.
Okay.
Well, I think they have 2 good places there that I have had great care. One was the surgery center. I don't know what it's called, but
Surgery Care of Jacksonville. Yeah.
The one right there in the hospital. In the back, that I don't know what that's called, but anyway,
it's ambulatory surgery.
Okay, thank you. Excellent care. I've had 2 surgeries, and then I've also had inpatient surgery. I don't know what y'all call that, but I had to stay there a few days prior to the surgery. This was quite a few years ago, and then my grandson was born at Onslow Memorial, and I can't say enough about the baby care staff.
Yeah.
They are excellent. Very caring. I was the first time Nana. So, they were very hands-on, and they even let me go back to help the staff give him his first little bath. And I will be forever grateful for that.
Yeah.
Excellent care. My daughter got great care, and so did my grandson. So
I bet you drove the staff crazy, didn't you?
I did not.
Oh, you
I was
didn't?
trying to keep my daughter calm. Yeah. Yeah. But they were excellent. I mean, excellent. I can't say enough about it. It's, good all the way around.
Thank you.
Well, jumping back to mental health care, excuse me, can you talk about some of the funding that the hospital will be receiving and some of the changes that the community can expect in the future?
What a great question. I love that. And that is not on my little cheat sheet. So no, but I love it. I can speak to it. Absolutely can speak to it. That's great. That's a great question. I was actually thinking of bringing it up earlier, but so Dick's Crisis,
right?
Great community collaborative, but unfortunately, it really hasn't accomplished what the intent was initially. We just had a meeting recently talking about it with them, but the intent behind Dick's Crisis was to see if there was a way that we could take mental health patients and bypass the emergency department altogether. There are some mental health patients that don't have a medical problem. They don't need to come into the ED. But
I agree.
Yeah, but really the terrible thing about it for these mental health patients, and again, Kelly, chime in, but is that the two places you're going to find them is incarcerated, in jail, and in the hospital and the emergency department. And it is the least therapeutic and helpful places for them to be. So the intention behind Dick's initially, and you know how things evolve, was to have them go to Dick's for care and bypassing the jail, bypassing the emergency department. And that, they're limited in space too. And that filled up immediately. But they're also limited in what they can do because of the same issues that you see everywhere else, providers, security, there are a number of things. So when we looked across the landscape about what would be beneficial, and we realized that NC Cares had a lot of funding in the budget the state budget, that we could perhaps benefit from, we worked with a lobbyist and went ahead and put together a proposal, and we were actually awarded grant funding for a behavioral health case management program.
Good.
1.25 million the first year, 1.25 million the second year. So that's in the formative stages. We're putting all of the documentation and paperwork together about what the program will look like right now. But I'm really very excited about that.
Where do you see Onslow in 5 years?
Where do I see Onslow in 5? That's such a good question. One of the reasons I'm really grateful that you have you're hosting Onslow here, because one of the things that we've talked about as part of the strategic plan, there's 4 priority focus areas: core services, specialty services. So that speaks to the recruitment, medical staff recruitment and retention, clinical quality. But the 5th one was one that we added in, it was approved in October as a priority focus area. And it was community awareness and perception. And one of the things that we see for a variety of reasons, I think, not the least of which is that we're a military community, is that the community doesn't necessarily really see that we are a sole community acute care hospital provider in Onslow County. There is not another one. It's only one. And so we, in 5 years, want to be, well, another 80 years, we want to be the anchor for healthcare, continue to be the anchor in healthcare. We want patients and the community to have confidence that we are here for the healthcare for them and their families. And then we want providers to feel the same way, that providers want to come here to say, I want to work at Onslow. That's the place I want to be. So our vision statement is to be the hospital of choice. Yeah, we want the community to choose us, and that's the community at large. So meeting our mission, that's where I want to be in 5 years, fully staffed with all the core services and specialty services we need to meet all the needs, the healthcare needs of our folks, and to be recognized as a healthcare resource. And again, an anchor institution in the community. And when I say that, I want to ask you, this is a good question, I think, to ask you all, when you look at a community that doesn't have a hospital in it, does that community suffer?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. We are the 3rd largest employer in Onslow County. If we were not there, there would be an economic impact to the community.
Mhm.
There would be decisions made about people, whether they were going to come to the community or not, whether they were going to move and relocate here as a result of the fact that there's no hospital there.
I know that I've seen realtors discuss that before. They want to know where the school is. What kind of school am I going to get in this area? What kind of hospital do you have? I'm, getting on an age. I may have had a pre-existing condition.
Sure.
Do you have facilities there to help take care of me?
Yeah, that's right. That's an important question.
I know that people looking for homes, looking to relocate, ask those questions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you were talking about bringing in talented providers and such. Can you talk about provider recruitment?
Yeah, sure. So again, John Kohlers is our new chief medical officer. He is recruiting. It is more than just recruitment too. Also, I'll say this, it's about recruitment and retention. So it's about establishing relationships with the providers that you do have, make sure they're happy, they feel like their needs are being met, and that we're providing them with the resources they need to actually get their job done, to treat
Right.
patients. So from a recruitment standpoint, when you look at that strategic plan, there's core services. So that's primary care, OB, make sure that we're handled, primary care, OB, peds, and then specialty services. When I talk about specialty services, it makes it sound like it's a higher level of service, and some of it is, and that's typically subspecialties. But pulmonology, we need a pulmonologist here. Allergies alone, this respiratory season. I mean, we need a pulmonologist. We have a pulmonologist. Do we need more? GI, we need GI. So there are some specialty services that are really necessary to make sure that we're meeting everybody's healthcare needs. So that's been defined in a medical staff development plan about what areas we need to recruit to. And that's what's guiding the hospital and John and the recruitment program to move forward.
It was
Very
great
good.
a few years ago when Naval Hospital, Naval Regional Medical Center, whatever it's called these days, was designated a trauma center. And I think that was good because it at least shows us that we do have something that we can count on too as well.
Sure.
And I think that was happening during some of the changes that were happening at OMH.
Yeah.
But, a lot of us are civilians here, and I may get transported to Naval.
Yeah.
And it may be a very difficult period of time for my wife and my daughter to be able to get aboard to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be a critical time in their thinking at that point in time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be.
Yeah.
Any possibility that OMH can get that back?
So I believe they have a level 3 trauma designation. So there's levels, level 3, level 2, level 1. Level 1 you'll see at the tertiary centers. So the Novants of the world, New Hanover, or ECU. So those are a tertiary center. They see everything. But we qualify with a few exceptions, probably right now, to get a level 3 trauma designation. It wouldn't be too much of a leap in order to do that.
I mean, people get shot around here from time to time, and they have wrecks a lot.
Yeah.
And if you have a wreck at Western and Country Club, and you're pretty critically injured,
Mhm.
you're going to be transported 10 miles to the trauma center at Naval,
Mhm.
or you could be transported a half mile away.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I'll tell you some other, if you are my age, your age, get up on a ladder and fall and hit your head, you'll probably be transferred
Yes.
to Naval.
Even though OMH is about 3 blocks from my house.
And capable of taking care of somebody who fell off a ladder.
Okay.
Or a hip fracture even. That's another kind of discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you going to take a commercial first before we ask this next question?
Well, you
or-
better go ahead and ask because we're at the time.
Okay. I know we
Did I
have
talk too
somebody
much?
else
I talked
coming
too
in.
much.
No, you're
No,
fine.
you did not. We like it.
Can you talk about some of the ways that the hospital supports health outside of the traditional hospital walls?
So a lot of it is about outreach. So getting the word out to folks in the community. And so we've done, this is my cheat sheet. We've done Santa visits with OMH. We've done Toys for Tots, and that was actually covered on Live Remote. We've done health screening at the Onslow County Library, and that's done actually on the first Friday of every month. So if you want to benefit from a free health screening at the library, first Friday of the month. Of course, this year and every year we celebrate the first baby of the new year.
Yes.
I have, and part of why I'm here, and again, so grateful that you're kind of hosting us to talk about Onslow. I have, as part of that community awareness and perception, my folks are really scheduling a lot of these kind of on the road sessions. So I've been here, I've been at other radio stations who will remain nameless because I've got all my loyalty to you right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Get out. Other radio stations, as well as, 2 different Rotaries. And I will go out there and say, when it comes to community outreach, if you want to hear the good word about Onslow, some of the changes that we've made and where we are and where we intend to go in the future, I am offering up to you to come to any of your civic associations, your professional associations, your faith-based organizations. I am there to present. But in addition to that, we have some of our physicians who actually go out and perform screenings as well. So Dr. Yancey with ENT.
Right. You have a special event coming up Sunday, which the ladies coming in tomorrow are going to talk about.
Yes, that's Hop Into Health. So it's March 17th. It's at our rehab facility.
Everybody gonna be wearing greens?
I am. I'll be wearing green, but yes. So there'll be screening, and there'll be an Easter egg hunt if the weather doesn't prohibit that. But everybody knows rehab's located right next to the hospital. So
I had
excited about that. 1 to 4.
I have a question for you. Someone wanted
Yes,
me to
ma'am.
ask. In the past, the hospital has done that, like, I don't know, I'm racking my brain here trying to figure out what you guys used to call it. It was like the Biggest Loser contest. They did that.
Yes. Was it What's Your 10? So
it was the biggest
it was like
loser.
the Biggest Loser. You started in January.
Yeah.
And it
Losing weight.
But losing weight.
Sign up.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it stopped because of COVID is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, everything stopped because of COVID.
Is the hospital planning to bring that back? Because I had somebody ask.
If that's beneficial to the community and something
was
they'd like to
a
do,
thing.
It was pretty popular.
It was
Okay.
very popular.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Thank you so much.
And people lost weight. I mean, which was the point of it. But it was like a contest. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Had some prizes for it. I
Yeah.
forgot what it was.
Yeah.
There were no meals involved though.
No, yeah.
No dinners out.
Yeah, and just ending on a light note, I had someone text me and wanted me to thank you for hiring Dr. McKee in the ED, aka Dr. McSteamy.
Okay.
Okay. I know what that means.
I don't.
That means women
No,
think
she did
he's
say
hot.
that he was an excellent doctor.
Good.
That's
Ah.
exactly.
I love to hear that.
He was nice to look at.
Yeah.
Well, you're anxious when you're there. We
Right.
try to touch all.
Right.
Dr. Feel Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I don't
Gotcha.
know about that. But
All right.
Dr. Eye Candy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what-
Yeah.
Oh, for
So,
heaven's
Dr.
sake.
Women think
McKee,
he's
if you're
cute.
listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna get people just coming over there.
Now everybody's going to go. You are now just to see what this guy looks
Say,
like.
uh,
Yeah. I don't know what he
I'm
looks like,
requesting
but yeah.
Dr. McKee, please.
Yeah.
Can you just go ahead and tell us what his shifts are? And
Fake an injury. Yeah.
Fake an injury.
We'll
That's it.
post it. We'll post it on the website.
Okay.
Yes, great.
CEO of Onslow Memorial, Penny Burlingame deal. Thank you.
Yes.
We do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's
It's
a
got to make
pleasure
this a regular
having you.
thing.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
Love to do
Because
that.
there's
We
all-
look forward to the girls coming tomorrow.
and
All right, that's
there
great.
are always lots of questions. People have questions. People have concerns about medicine.
So those questions that you just went over, I don't know if they were happening in real time, and I'm happy to do that if that's a
fine
great
with
thing.
You can do that. We'll keep in
Right.
touch.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Let's take a break and do some weather. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
We've unlocked the vault, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from March 10th, 1979. That's when Barry Manilow was looking somewhere in the night. Susie Quattro was stumbling in. The Village People stayed at the YMCA. And Rod Stewart asked, "Do you think I'm sexy?" You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from March 10th, 1979, right here on Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s.
Make sure you check out 1840 Saturday morning, 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1 at 11:20 a.m. WSME. It's the Angry Ginger Irish Pub St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration. Get ready to wear your green with the biggest St. Patty's Day party in Jacksonville. Friday, March 15th, inside the pub. Check out DJ Donna and Jim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest semifinals at 9:30 p.m. Outside in the Garden Pavilion, it's live music from Freeway from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The silent auction table to benefit Onslow Outreach opens at 6 p.m. and goes on throughout the weekend. Saturday, March 16th in the Garden Pavilion. Come join in the fun with DJ Donna and the Sham Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest Finals from 3 to 6 p.m. In the pub, it's Matt Boland from 5 till 8 p.m. And the Mid-Atlantic Band from 8 to 11 p.m. in the Garden. The Steel County Express from 10 to 1 a.m. in the pub. St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, March 17th. Will open and close the festivities with Celtic Sessions from 1 to 4 p.m. and multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, and recording artists featuring Irish music, Ed Harris from 5 to 8 p.m. And coming soon, it's The Rough at the Angry Ginger, featuring 5 simulators with a VIP bay and much more. The Angry Ginger, located at 1202 Gov Branch Road, Jacksonville, 910-333-9198. Online, AngryGingerIrishPub.com.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
The feel is in the air, that feel of spring. Talking about spring weather, it's going to be warm for the next few days anyway. I've got some pretty good weather for the next few days. Time for you to scratch that itch and head on over to Tideline Marine. The Tideline team is standing by right now. Doors are open, waiting to help you find the right boat to fit your wants. From the sleek, nearshore, and offshore Aquasport Center consoles to the Lund line of shallow water boats to get into the backwaters and creeks where speckled trout and red drum lurk, to the perfect Aloha pontoon boats for great sunset cruises on both the White Oak and New Rivers. Tideline has a number of those boats in stock just waiting for you. Check with Todd at Tideline. He's there right now. He will get you ready as we get ready for a great season. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, northwesterly winds around 5 knots, becoming southwesterly this afternoon, seas around 2 feet. Dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers flat. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20, gust to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon. Saturday, westerly winds 15 to 20, gust to 25, diminishing to around 10 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers choppy.
Today, sunny, high of 79. Tonight, clear, low of 53. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 81. Some gusty winds start tomorrow. Tomorrow night, chance of showers after 11 p.m. Otherwise, increasing clouds, low of 61. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 72. And on Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 75.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Love
Very
it.
Nice.
Love it, love it.
Got no problem with it. Look at the wind. We have to deal with it. Who want to get in the boat and go offshore. So just keep your eyes peeled on the weather and, you know, judge it accordingly. Okie dokie. What have we got here? We got waiting for Sean Curtis from the Angry Ginger. Maybe he made Ginger too angry. And she's holding him down. You know how those Irish girls are, right?
We should. No, he muted me again.
Yeah, I did. You keep moving positions. I can't know where you are.
I'm about to move back. But we should have Miller time any minute here.
Yeah, we'll have Chris. Chris, if you're there, go ahead and ring it.
Just send him a message. Tell him go ahead and call.
Let's see.
I'm moving.
You're leaving that mic. We're going to this mic, so we'll have it back in charge.
Yes.
She likes mics.
I could say something, but
I'm not going to let you.
That's right.
It's Miller time. Hello, Chris.
Hey, good morning, my friend.
How
Hey,
are
good
you?
morning.
How's everybody doing this morning? It's been a good show so far.
I
Yes.
appreciate it. Love it. I had not met this young lady before, but you know, we got her number now. I know who to call in case I need some help because she was an ED nurse.
It was good to hear about the hospital.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate. I
always
know
good.
we all appreciated her coming in.
So, what's happened sports-wise?
Well, we are officially done with high school basketball season. Unfortunately, the Swansboro Pirates fell a little short. They played a great game. It was a back-and-forth game last Friday evening, but they fell just a little short against Fayetteville 71st in their fourth round playoff game. And 71st, they won their next game on Tuesday. So now they play Friday in the state championship game. So if you're, I've spoken with a few of the Swansboro coaches and players this week about that, and it's a little under their skin. They're a little disappointed, but it will definitely fuel them for next year to try to get it for next year.
Yeah, as every coach out there will tell you, just wait till next year.
Oh yeah, exactly. And but you know they have their key core group coming back. A lot of the key players coming back. So a lot of them are seniors. So they'll be seniors, bigger, faster, stronger. They'll hit the weight room and hit the gym and during the off season and try to make another run out of it next season. But yeah, just a great high school basketball season we had this year. But now we're in spring mode.
That's great.
So, is baseball heating up?
Yeah, so I was going to ask, is it time?
Yes, ma'am. We're a couple weeks into the baseball season. There really hasn't been a high school team that really stands out at the moment for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals are they're having a little bit of a tough go at it, but it's still early, so we'll see how they do. I'm actually going to watch them play tonight at home against Croatan. So Croatan's a pretty good team, and so you would think they would be the favorites, but this is why you play the game.
What about softball? Is it heating up too, and soccer?
Yes, softball is again like baseball. There really hasn't been that one team that really stands out and says, "Hey, they're the top team in the area." So it's still early, but Richlands is always going to be good. In my coverage area, East Duplin always going to be competitive. Dixon High School is always going to be competitive. So we'll see how they do. But for high school girls soccer, the Jacksonville Cardinals are definitely the number one team in the area. They're loaded with a lot of great players, young ladies going off to college, and I saw them play against New Bern the other day, and they won 9-0. So it's
wow.
A great season so far for the Cardinals, but they're thinking for even bigger things later in the season.
Has track started yet? I know sometimes football players do track in the spring.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do track and field. A lot of your great athletes, like football and basketball players, will do track and field. But you do have regular. I don't want to say regular, but you do have
Kids that don't play those. Yeah.
Who just do track and field because they enjoy. They're great runners. They're great long distance runners or jumpers. So it's a mix. You do have a lot of your football players that do, because a lot of your track coaches are the football coaches. So that's a way to kind of keep the football players together and and still have that team camaraderie going into the summer. And but we have some great athletes track and field, and we had a kid win an indoor track and field title about a month ago. So it's we have some great athletes here in Onslow County.
Lacrosse, is that a fall or a spring sport?
It is a spring sport.
Okay.
And I just saw some lacrosse last night, and the sport continues to grow here in Onslow County. The travel ball league, the associations have really done a good job of making sure kids get interest in the sport early on at an early age. And so when they get to high school, they already know a lot of the fundamentals. I mean, they're still working on the fundamentals, but they're they already know the point of the game and the rules of the game. So it continues to grow. We have some great seasons, and we have some seasons where it's kind of not so great. But overall, it's been it's been a great situation for lacrosse players over the last 10, 15 years or so since we had it.
Okay.
Well, I have a real quick question, Chris. We got March Madness upon us. Who's your team?
Well, I'm hoping Robin and Kelly's Florida State Seminoles will take it easy on my Tar Heels today.
Go Tar, go Heels! I knew
I don't know.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
Florida State's on fire.
But it's funny that you asked that, because all those bracket pools that we heard about and that people put in money on were officially illegal over the last many years.
Yes.
Now it's not
Now they're
illegal
legal.
anymore with the gambling to have an office bracket pool with a little bit of money involved in it. It's no longer illegal to do that, so
That's
people
right.
can people can do that. Not advocating for betting. It's to each his own, but there is going to be a lot of money spent this week, this month with March Madness.
Well, I will say the Hills have been whooping up bad on Duke, so March Madness is going to be fun.
All right, Chris, got to go. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, you're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME, and we'll be right back.
And here we go to this Rick Dees, and don't forget about Sports Talk with Chris Rayner, Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Great interviews, the latest in local, college, and pro sports. Chris Rayner is number one. Find Chris right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters. And they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down home down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in downtown Maysville. How about corned beef brisket flash, $4.99 a pound. Whole top sirloin is only $5.99 a pound. Top sirloin filet, $8.99 a pound. And 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef is only $2.59 a pound. Whole bone-in pork one, just $1.59 a pound. Over in produce, you get a pint of fresh blueberries for just $3.99. Jumbo green bell peppers, 99 cents each. And you also get crisp green cabbage, 49 cents a pound. And you get a 1 pound bag of peeled baby carrots for just 99 cents. Also, you get two 2-liter size Coke and Sprite for just $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down home down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, we're back. Ladies, both of you cook some, don't you?
Some.
I cook. Yes, I love
Okay.
to cook.
Macaroni and cheese.
I love to cook.
Did you know that the shiny side of foil is for hot food and matte side is for cold food?
Yes, I knew that.
Well, that's a fallacy.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like a fool.
The experts say that. A lot of people think that's the whole case, and that question's been posted so many times. So the shiny side is more reflective than the dull side, so it is often used to reflect heat back onto food when cooking. This can help to cook the food more evenly and prevent it from drying out. The dull side, on the other side, is less reflective and can be used to prevent food from sticking to the foil. This is especially useful when baking cookies or brownies.
Okay.
But really, the reason foil has a shiny and dull side is due to how it's made, a process called milling. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 2 layers of foil are placed on top of each other and squeezed through polished steel rollers to flatten and shape the foil. The 2 layers are then separated for packaging and distribution. The side that was in contact with the polished steel rollers is shiny. The other side, where the 2 layers of foil touch each other, comes out dull. Essentially, one side got buffed more and became shiny, and there is no better way to use it. Just no best
I just
side.
use either side. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Number
When I
one.
rip it off, I use it's one side.
Number
I use.
one, you cannot put it in the microwave.
Nope.
You can once.
No, don't do
Set
it.
your microwave on fire.
And number 2, I feel like that was the most important news of the day. Thank you.
So, I've read this before and it just happened to pop up again this morning. So I
Yeah.
said, well, I got a question to
Well,
ask
that's
you.
like we were looking through all that stuff yesterday about putting vinegar on a slice of bread in your garage. You remember? And we kept going through all this stuff.
Not much.
It's supposed to take away all the odors. And I don't think it's going to keep the ants away, but it's supposed to make
Well,
the odors
I guess if
disappear.
ants got on there with ammonia, what is it, ammonia? Vinegar.
vinegar.
If ants get on there and eat the vinegar, they're going to probably have a problem.
Yeah, I would think so.
Mhm.
Swell it and pop.
Because if that would work, I'd take some vinegar out there to those ant hills I got everywhere.
Seriously, take grits, uncooked grits.
That's a waste of good grits.
I know. I love my
Just get
grits.
some used
Grits
oil.
are high
from
in carbs.
Just get some used oil from your car when they change your oil in your car and take it out and pour on it and light it on fire.
Why don't I just get some ant ant sprayers, some of those little grains you get from the store.
You really got to dig. Here's the way you really need to do it. Put some boots on, of course, right?
Yes.
And then get out there with a shovel, dig way down deep, and so put all the stuff in a wheelbarrow, and then take it somewhere to your neighbor's lawn and dump them out.
Can I dump the moles too? that I
Yeah,
take
you can do
out?
that too.
I'm so tired of those little critters.
You know, at one time they had something called poison peanuts that
My
you could
dog would eat that.
you could buy them in South Carolina, legal in North Carolina, and you could take them and where the little tunnels are,
Right.
and you could push a few of those little poison peanuts down there, and your moles would die.
Yeah, but if your animal digs it up, I tell you what I use is juicy fruit gum in the yellow pack.
What?
Juicy fruit gum. You unwrap it, take a stick, you put it down there in the hole. Those little nasty little creatures, they'll eat on the gum. It makes their belly swell and they pop. Yeah.
Alka thing.
I
Because
didn't
once
read about Alka-Seltzer.
once Alka-Seltzer gets wet, it starts to fizz and foam and
Right.
stuff like that, and
Oh,
swells,
that's all I
swells
need
you
to
up.
have the cat bring in a mole foaming at the mouth. I'd be moving.
Let's take a break. You're live and local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okie dokie. Well, that little pimple out there, Kim Jong-un.
Oh,
What?
I couldn't. I was waiting to see who you were talking about, but that's accurate.
He's operating a newly developed battle tank as he renewed calls for his military to prepare for war. Kim expressed great satisfaction with the world's most powerful tank. That's what he says, which he drove himself during a training match. This I would love to have been there to see. He gets in a big old tank. Of course, it'd take a big old tank to get that big old belly in. This training match explored the combat capabilities of tank crews, according to Reuters. Kim's participation added to the high militant spirit of the tank men of our army. Yay. The drills took place near the country's shared border with South Korea. They featured tanks, armored cars, and F-A-50 fighter jets.
Could you
I
see
cannot
that?
imagine.
It'd be like Jack in the Box, you know? I mean, here comes the tank and the lid pops open and he pops out.
That's whack-a-mole time.
Whack-a-mole.
That's
You got
what
that
I would
right.
see with that one. I think he's just missing some of the publicity that he's been used to get, because he was just always making so much noise. But now we got Ukraine, we got Iran, we got Russia. Who else we got? We got Palestine, we got
Haiti.
Gaza, we got Hezbollah, we got all these other people getting all the publicity. So he's got to do something. So they built the world's biggest and most powerful tank, he claims.
It's just got a little crank on the side. Dun, 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 dun.
You're mean.
You started it.
Let's see, what else?
Oh, there's so much going on. The U.S. House passed a bill yesterday to ban TikTok in the United States.
Yay.
On any United States apps that you would access TikTok through. Going to the Senate next. And it's been interesting. I watched the vote yesterday for a while. It's interesting. I think it was like 200 something to 60. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it overwhelmingly passed in the House. Whether it passes in the Senate, it's going to be remain to be seen.
Yeah. Remember that stuff where a bunch of firefighters were gathered in New York the other day and they booed State's Attorney General Letitia James?
Yes,
She hit the stage at some sort of a ceremony. At no point has there been an investigation into members booing, according to a spokesperson for the FDNY, appearing to contradict reports of an internal email from brass that generated half a week of bad press for the department. So they're saying, ain't our problem, this stuff. No, we're not going to investigate it, and we forget about it. Maybe they shouldn't have done it, but they did it anyway. When she came on stage, they started chanting, Trump, 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 Trump.
Right.
Letitia, for all of you folks who forgot, she's the one, general, that state's attorney that brought the complaints against Trump and ended up with, $350 million in fines or something.
Right, yes.
And trying to kick him out of the state so he won't do any work there for 2 or 3 years or something. His company can't do anything.
We see the judge in Atlanta, Georgia, that was overseeing. He's dropped a lot of the charges against Trump, saying that,
not a lot. He dropped 6.
Yeah, well, that's
6
a lot.
out of 1.
It's everyone helps.
Yes.
But Fannie, he said that she did not provide enough evidence to back the charge. So
Well, I can say, okay, assault. We're going to charge you with assault.
Right.
Well, give me some circumstances. First of all, as the judge pointed out, rightfully so, the defense has a right to know what you've got.
Okay.
So you've got to put that out there. And if you can't put that out there, well, I'm dropping the charges.
Right. Right.
This was a willy-nilly, very poorly thought out process that she went through. And it was for political gain on her part, which she thought was going to be political gain, as it was with, others.
Well, he's supposed to be deciding in the next 2 weeks whether or not to disqualify Fannie and her ex-boyfriend from the case.
Yes, which would be very wise if they did that, because
I would think so too.
She's a liar. And she lied when she said, no, we didn't start our thing until like 22.
Yeah, no, there's evidence to prove different.
So they've had so many people to come out of the woodworks to say there's evidence, including people in the attorney's office.
And I
DA's
don't
office.
get, and I do not believe, this is my opinion, that she had thousands and thousands of dollars of cash in her house. So she could just pay her boyfriend back for expenses on a trip. Here's 15,000 cash I pulled out of my
Yep.
bookcase. You know,
Mhm.
no, I just,
Not where she pulled it out of.
I just have issues with that.
Oh,
Going
let's
to prove
see.
interesting, though. I'm waiting to see how this one's going to play out.
All right, coming up Saturday, it's a new time now at the Angry Ginger for us. We're going to be live and in person.
Yes.
I'm going to wear a red.
I'm wearing
What do you think?
green.
I'm wearing green.
I'm
Okay.
wearing a suit.
A suit.
Yeah, because I'm one of the judges.
Oh,
And we decided that we're going to dress up. We'll see how it pans out. Maybe in blue jeans and green t-shirt. So
okay.
we'll see.
Well, I'm not wearing a suit, just so you know.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear a tux.
You
See,
do
we
what you
were,
gotta
we were
do.
talking
I'm
about
gonna-
I'm
wearing
wearing jeans.
tuxes.
I'm going to wear a green tux.
I
I
tried
will
to
not be
find
in
one.
one, so I'll look like just some
outcast.
like very whatever, but I'll be a comfortable outcast.
Yeah, we've had a little bit
So-
of fun dressing up at various times for this judging. So we've had 8 weeks of judging. Friday night will be 9, where we're going to take
Lord
the
have mercy.
top 20, and knock it down to the top 10. And I'm going to tell you, there's some good talent.
No, that's good.
Good talent.
I'm not in it.
No, you could have been.
Yeah,
You
but I
could
don't
have
want to
come
show
last
everybody
Friday
up.
night
I don't want to show everybody up.
and got thrown into the top 20.
Okay, now the Angry Ginger starts tomorrow celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
I said St. Patty's Day a little while earlier just to get her goated. She didn't even look at me. I turned and looked right straight at her and said it.
She's been avoiding my eye contact this morning, too.
Oh, there's mine though. Ooh, she had her eyes closed when she turned and looked at me, then opened them, and it was like scary.
Sometimes we'll hear something and I want
Daggers
to laugh, and I look at
coming
her
out.
and she won't look at me because she knows I'm laughing.
All right, get ready for tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday.
Yes.
Saturday afternoon and Sunday, and we'll be there Saturday from 3 till 5 p.m.
Right.
at the Angry Ginger. It's on Gum Branch Road, right at the intersection of Doris Avenue Extension, or whatever they call
Yes.
it, East Doris Avenue.
Yes.
So you guys will know where it is. They're going to have some great food, great entertainment,
Yes.
great beverages. Just get your butts out there and have a good time.
And it's-
Entertainment up the
Yes.
yin yang.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, we've had some really cool people that actually would come on the air with us when we were there doing the remote. So the three of us will be there along with Hollywood.
Yes.
So we got a quartet.
Wouldn't be the same without Hollywood.
And let's see, you're going to tap and you're going to do the Irish jig, right?
Yeah.
Keep on, you're going to be doing that remote by yourself.
Hollywood will be there.
Hollywood will be
It'll be a lot of fun. Always is, and we do enjoy being there.
Yes.
And they got shepherd's pie too. Yes. Okay. What do we got tomorrow now? We got coming up, we got more OMH,
Yeah.
Oslo Memorial Hospital, talking about their Hop into
into
Health weekend. And that's right here. Is it this weekend? I think it's Easter weekend, isn't it?
They have, it's the month.
The whole month.
It's the
Hop into
month.
Health month. Okay.
And Hop into Health, a free community health screening event. It starts on Sunday, March 17th, and that's what Miss Penny was talking about. Free.
Okay, that's good. Good price.
A lot of things, cancer and other community sources will be there, like the health department, community paramedics, senior services, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Feast Down East, United Way, NAACP, Dix Crisis Intervention Center, and Trillium, one community. So
Excellent.
there are a lot of things there. And we're going
Excellent.
to talk about it tomorrow.
And tomorrow we also have at 8:00 in the morning, we have Senator Mike Lazar going to be in here. One of the things we'll be talking to him about is his suggestion bill to privatize the Department of Motor Vehicles for all of the issuing of licenses.
Right.
So I thought they were privatized to begin with, but it's not quite that way. They would still be responsible, have to abide by the DMV rules. So somebody at DMV is still going to be in charge. But so we'll get some more from him tomorrow
Then
about
we're going to
that.
ask them about sales tax increase that also county commissioners are
Absolutely.
proposing.
The
So
quarter
get
cent
his take
sales
on
tax
that.
increase.
Yes.
Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the day. It's going to be absolutely drop dead gorgeous,
Yes.
beautiful, right?
Yes.
It's wonderful. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. Fox News is now followed by at 10 o'clock this morning, another dose of your Daily D's with Rick. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, he'll give it over there. He'll throw the pass at Hollywood this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow.